Hello back, everybody. I'm back. Don't y'all forget to hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe for me. I would really appreciate if y'all come on and y'all see this video and y'all subscribe to this channel. Yep, small country boy down in Texas. And all I do is read all the time. I read, I study, I research, and I like doing what I do. So happy I'm off today, so I just want to just come on live and talk to some of you guys and hope that everybody is having a great, magnificent day, a great, magnificent weekend, and y'all are doing what you do to make it happen in your own personal life and keeping it kosher and quiet and still. Of course, there's been a lot of movement going around on the internet. It's a whole lot of conversation about so many different topics and things like that. And I just so happen to be enjoying those topics in a very great way. What we want to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the moment of conversation. Enjoy the moment of conversation and be in detailed and be ready to entertain and to talk to y'all. To entertain and talk to y'all. Yes, absolutely. Well, today, our main discussion of topic is going to be talking about um, a topic that is going around on TikTok and some parts of YouTube. A lot of people is having conversations concerning this, and I just wanted to touch bases on it because I am very experienced with dealing with these type of issues. Everyone have their own process on how they do things. Everybody have their own process on how they operate when it comes to this and come to this conversation. But being a person who is experienced in dealing with matters concerning concerning this type of stuff, this is my thing. All right, this is my thing. So I absolutely enjoy having these conversations. So don't y'all forget to subscribe to the channel, please, and like it and share it and tell some folks about it, and whatever the case may be. Today we're going to be talking about car dealerships. We're going to be talking about car dealerships. We are going to be talking about some of the hassles and the things that car dealerships are doing. I have decided I have decided to um, I have decided to do some things concerning car dealerships because so many people, especially down here in Texas, I don't know about your area, but in here in Texas, this is a major issue that is going on in Texas, where car dealerships has literally been robbing people for a very long time. They have been robbing, they have been stealing from people under the clout of laws of those car dealerships. They have been doing this for a very, very long time. Let me go ahead and block this person because I don't play over here on this channel. I don't play at all. I'm gonna block you. So absolutely, what we are doing is that we are trying to create an organization down here in Texas where I want to help people who have been suffering from car dealership fraud, because a lot of car dealerships feel as if they have the ability to commit fraud and everything just be okay. You know, they throw their weight around, and a lot of them, what I have found, they throw their weight around simply because they don't even know the laws. When you're dealing with those finance managers and when you're dealing with those people who actually sell cars, those people don't really know of the law. They they know it to a small standpoint. They know it to a small standpoint, but they don't know it to the maximum standpoint of the law, where they are actually offending you, stealing from you, and even more so, lying to you. Uh, their main goal is to sell you the car. Their main goal is to get the financing. Their main goal is to get you in the building. Their main goal, and that is by any means necessary. In Texas, I have a goal to crack down on that with helping people do that. So if you have an issue with car dealerships and wherever you at, we can always get on a call and we can talk about it. You can just comment below and we could set up something and see, we could talk about what's going on. You have rights. I love those as is stickers. I absolutely love them. I love when they say as is, because they feel like as is a is what they can use to commit fraud on you. They will go around, they will tell you as is, but they are using as is just to defraud you and to jank you out. Okay, that's what they're using it for. They're not using it so that you can actually benefit from the car. There are certain things that they must do in order for their car to be feasible. They can't just throw an as-is sticker or throw some as-is paperwork on you and with no responsibility. Okay, and I love it when they like to say that we don't know what's going on with this car. We haven't drove it. You buying this car as is. Whatever is going on with this car, that's on you. Whatever situation you have, that's on you. You handle it the way you feel like you want to handle it, and you do it however you feel like you want to do it, and however the car messes up. Just know that it's as is, and you're totally 100% responsible for this car. But I tell you what, if you get into a wreck while you're making payments on that car, it's going to be a problem. They're going to want you to fix their car. They're going to want you to fix the car that they sold to you that was tore up from the floor up. This is a normal phenomenon when it comes to car sales. They're going to make sure that you fix the car that you wrecked, that they sold to you that was tore up when you first got it in the first place. And most of the time, the best thing that could have ever happened to the car was a wreck. Most of the time with those cars, the best thing that could have happened with the car was a wreck. A wreck was actually a blessing. A wreck was actually a blessing. That's what a wreck was. Okay? But they would tell you this as-is phenomenon. They would tell you all this stuff, so they can put it in your mind that you cannot do anything. But I'm here to tell you that is a goddamn lie. All right? That's a lie. Okay? Because they have protocols and they have rules that they have to follow when it comes to these cars. They have rules that they have to follow. That car, they must expose everything to you that is going on with that vehicle. All right? If that vehicle have a bad tire on it, they're supposed to tell you. If that vehicle have an engine leak, they're supposed to tell you. If that the back of that car have some messed up things going on with it, they're supposed to tell you. No matter what's going on with that vehicle, they have a right to tell you what is going on with that car. If that car is not functioning when you drive off that lot, and they did not just tell you, they have to record it. You have to sign a document literally saying that you are buying a car that have a messed up catalytic converter, that have a messed up battery, the tire on the right hand side is blowed out, the sensors are gone out in the car, there are certain components of the car that is not working. You're buying an older car and it's on you. Because we do know that the lemon law does not cover used cars. It covers cars with warranties. Okay. So we want to be sure that we understand that. And these car dealerships are hiding under the hand of fraud to defraud people and make people feel like that they have no other options when it comes to these vehicles. That vehicle must be in operation and ready for the road when you first got it. If that vehicle is not ready for the road, there will be a legal consequence and issues that they will face. There's something that is so great in the law in Texas. I don't know about where you at because it's not in all states, but there's something great in the law in Texas that is called the Deceptive Trade Practice Act. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the Deceptive Trade Practice Act don't give a damn about what they say. The Deceptive Trade Practice Act don't care about how they feel. The Deceptive Trade Practice Act do not give a damn about anything that they may have a problem with you. Okay? It does not care. The Deceptive Trade Practice Act care about was you deceived. Now you have to pay close attention to this because we know that in America we have a bunch of bullshit lawyers that do not want to take up cases that doesn't work in their favor financially. So if this is a case where you put $1,900 down on this raggedy vehicle and you can possibly recoup that $1,900 back from the dealership plus an extra $300 or $400, most lawyers is not going to touch nothing like that because it's going to cost you more money to hire them than it is to win out the situation. And a lot of lawyers can achieve a bigger amount out of the case that they just don't want to deal with it because maybe you don't have the retainer that they are asking $10,000 for them to hold in their bank and spend, so they can charge you $400 an hour to look at the documents at your contract, and they're going to make sure that that was 100 hours. So they have an agenda to put you in the red. Most lawyers have an agenda to put you in the red. So it would have to be something that you are going to personally pursue on your own. It have to be something that you're going to personally pursue on your own. So when you are trying to go after a car dealership and you are trying to get your money back out of this mess, you're going to have to go ahead and sit down for a little while and study and talk to somebody and get it done. Because I have seen these cases close out within 3 weeks. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I already know what they say out there in these streets, but I'm going to be real. I have seen these cases close out within 3 weeks. Sometimes a month, sometimes 3 months. I've seen them go for 2 years, but I've seen a lot of them close under 6 months. Okay, it's not nothing fast that you can do, but what you can do is put the fire under their belts. Because when you put the fire under the car dealership, one thing they don't want is exposure. Okay, they don't want a bad rep. They don't want a bad name. They don't want people to know what was going on. They don't want their names flying all in the court system and public records. They want to try to protect their name. They want to try to protect reviews. They want to try to protect all that stuff because that is how they make their business. If there's a bad name, if there's a bad rep, they don't want to do it. So more than likely, a lot of them send you a lawyer that they can go ahead and try to settle this thing out of court. And that lawyer comes your way so that lawyer can be able to lowball you. That's why the lawyer come your way, so they can go ahead and get you out of their hair and make you sign a contract that you will keep your mouth closed and shut up, and that you will not say anything concerning this lawsuit ever again. And you also agree to a motion to dismiss, so that you would dismiss the whole allegation, and they just chunk you a little side money that's not really going to benefit you at all. That's what a lot of those, that's what they do when they send you an attorney to fight these cases when it comes to this stuff. But the best thing to do is file it under your pro se. Under pro se, meaning that you are representing your own self. So if you file it under yourself, the situation, but you have to be a serious filer. A lot of people file their own cases, but they're not a serious filer. I got to pause and say this. I am not a lawyer, but I'm a serious pro se litigant. Okay, very serious. I'm your friend, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you how to do it. All right? So when it comes to this, you want to make sure that you are appropriately collecting evidence, and you want to get as much evidence as you possibly can, because the more evidence that you can get against this dealership, the more stronger that they will hurry up and come to a settlement agreement, because you're about to turn all this stuff over to the courts. Okay. And I know under the Deceptive Trade Practice Act, you do have to send a 60-day letter, but sometimes you can close out before that 60 days up. And if you have a situation where they're threatening to take the vehicle that you paid into and you've been fixing this vehicle, you can also file the case anyway, and you can file a motion to put in the package that this case, because they are attempting to take the vehicle from you that you have already sacrificed and financially put stuff in it. You only have the vehicle under 30 days. So that's when, with your case, we are filing also inside of that case, we're going to be filing a TRO, a temporary restraining order, and we're going to turn this into an injunction, because we want them to stop and cease all actions until this case is resolved completely. And you will request the judge to pay into the registry. Your Honor, I would like to pay into the registry. I would like to pay my car notes into the registry. I don't feel safe going up there. I don't feel safe receiving all of the harassing phone calls while I'm going through this lawsuit. They know that they offended me and they done wrong, and I don't want them to violate my constitutional rights. I don't want them to violate my state rights. case. So I prefer to dump this case into the court registry. That means that you're still going to be making payments with this car dealership, but you want to make sure that's if you're making payments. You want to make sure as you begin to make payments into the car dealership, you want to make sure that you are making payments into the registry, so you don't have any association or contact with them at all. That's the whole point of that. But if you pay cash for the car, that's a whole different story. You don't have to worry about them trying to come and take it and all that kind of stuff and put you through a bunch of hoopla. And also, I will tell you that even paying into the registry is also a benefit for you. Also, it benefits you in a lot of ways, because as long as you're paying into that registry and you're honoring the registry and respecting the registry, you can even be a couple days late. It's okay as long as you're paying. As long as they can look into the records and see that you actually been paying and you've been taking care of it. Now, you can't be missing months at a time. That's not going to happen. You're going to have an issue, and the judge can award the car dealership. If you're making payments, the judge can award the car dealership that money, and they can go ahead and close out the registry and make you go ahead and pay on to the court. Pay on to the car dealership, because they see now that you're playing with the registry and you ain't trying to pay no way. Or the judge will say, you know what, just give them the car back until the case is finished. And that's something you don't want. You don't want them to give the car back until the case is finished. That's not what you want to do. But what you do want to do is take it very serious and hop in this thing for real, and make sure that while you're going through this situation, you know how to build a strategic plan against the dealership. And these dealerships get by with a lot of shit. They get by with a lot. I'm getting ready to file a case. I'm getting ready to file the lawsuit as we speak, because I went to the car dealership and the car dealership tried to add on a dealer's fee. And then the dealer's fee, when he got me in the room to talk to me about closing on the deal, which I was financing the car through my credit union, the dealership told me that this was a dealer's fee. So within the dealer fee, they were trying to fool and they was trying to trick me with taking this fee. And it was actually going to be a fee to a company that do paint protection. Okay. The fee was for paint protection after we went through the contract and I actually read it. And I said, wait a minute, I thought this was a dealership fee when I signed it. And I read it after I signed. I read it again. I say, wait a minute, what is a CCRS or something? I don't know, paint protection program. He said that, well, it's a dealership. So what I did was I hurry up and I thought about it. I said, ooh, let me go and cut my phone on. Okay. I snuck on my phone. You can record anything around you as long as you are in the recording. Now be careful on sneaking recording and you're not in the recording. That's a different situation. You can get that thrown out of court, or you would have to hire a private investigator. You would have to hire another company to submit the voice recording into the records, the legal and the proper way. So you make sure that your voice recording is not being misscrewed into the court system. So you want to make sure you be able to present that to the court properly and make sure that you are talking in that recording. That's another little thing that you need to watch for. So as I began to cut my phone on and record, I called the salesman on the phone, which he was downstairs. I was upstairs talking to the finance manager. When I called him on the phone, on speakerphone in front of the finance manager, I played a little game. I act like that it was I just found out about this fee being something that it should not be. So as I begin to talk to him on speakerphone, I say, hey man, I never said that I didn't say, what is this paint fee? Or what is this car protection paint fee? No. Because I am setting your ass up. That's what I'm doing. I'm finna set your ass up for playing with me. Okay. So on the phone, I say, hey man, I don't understand this dealership fee. What is going on with the dealership fee, man? I don't understand it. Oh, well, we can't remove that. That have to be on there. That is our dealership fee. I say, I understand this dealership fee. I kept pushing that point. This dealership fee, because we got you caught saying that it's a dealership fee with force. And I got the finance man saying that it is a paint and body warranty protection fee. Uh-oh, I got your ass. Okay. So I got both of y'all saying two different things. So now whatever you put in this contract must be direct, it must be with understanding, and whoever the party is must understand and know what is going on with this, and it cannot be confusing. So what I was doing, I was trying to tie up the notion that I want to make this as confusing as possible. Okay, he's saying that it is a dealership fee, but you got this Jack Knuckles saying that this is a warranty fee. I love it all day long. I ate it up. I had that conversation for about 15 minutes, so I can get that on recording. And then he also went into some other things that seemed to be quite illegal. We started talking about the tax. We started talking about the title and the license. Okay, we started talking about those fees. He started saying that some other stuff applying this money, that money to tax, title, and license, and all this kind of stuff. I also was well understood how tax, title, and license work in most states. It is a separate fee. It has nothing. It is direct, and it must be in the position where it is just that and that alone. It can't be mixed with other monies. It can't be misconstrued. It can't be under a lie. It can't be under fairy tales. It can't be under none of that. It has to be just what it says. The tax, title, and license, and it must be calculated correctly. So after this Jack Knuckle gave me this ugly contract and this finance agreement to take back to my credit union, I took copies of it and I ran it through in copies, and I began to go and do my research on the whole contract to see if I could find some more fraud. So what they did was they violated the Deceptive Trade Practice Act. They also did a breach of contract, and they also did some other violations that they did when it comes to this. So you have to watch them. I have been suing car dealerships for a very long time. This is what I do. I will sue your ass because I'm not going to play with you. That's why we have built something where we're about to start actually helping people that is going through this kind of stuff. People who are going through this are hurting. People are going through this have problems. They have issues, and they don't understand how this process works, and they need that kind of help. And normally what people would do, they would go on Google, and then they would do a Google review, and they would think that this Google review is feasible. They would think that this Google review is okay, and it's cool. You know, they feel like that they got their revenge after they go on TikTok and make a video about the car dealership, not knowing that no, you were offended. You were administratively assaulted. Okay, in this situation, you can recoup funds. You can recoup money from it because of what they did. I don't care if it's mom and pop. I don't care who it is, because not only that, you're not only violating myself, you're also violating my rights when it comes to dealerships and buying a car and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you another story of something that happened to me before one time. Here in the state of Texas, it is a requirement. It's a direct requirement that a car dealership that is doing in-house finance and buy here, pay here, they must have an OCCC license. That's the Office of Consumer Credit. Okay, they must have a license to offer that. Now, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that small car dealers got to have a license to offer buy here, pay here. Okay, but most of these little small mom and pop shops, they don't care about that. They know that they're gonna make this money 2 or 3, 4, 5, 8 times. You know, you're gonna give them $1,500 down. You're gonna miss a payment. They're gonna pick the car up, and then they're gonna sell it to another Joe Blow, and then he gonna put $1,500 down. They're gonna pick the car up again. It's just a rotating cycle. That is how they make the bulk of their money. So I was sitting there and I did a contract with one car dealership. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, but I go on my phone while I'm there because I said, let me see if they have a license. I wonder if they have a license, because their paperwork looked ugly. I say, wait a minute, I've seen contracts before. I know that this contract cannot be feasible in this manner. It have to be incorrect. I know this contract is not right. I say, let me go on a website. I went and I searched it and I looked it up. I looked up the company. No information found. They had a dealer license, but they did not have the OCC, the Office of Consumer Credit license. Guess what I did? I waited about 2-3 weeks. Boom! I sued the shit out of them. Huh? I sued them. And I canceled. I asked the judge to cancel the whole contract. And but it's in the lawsuit. Okay, that's ongoing right now. That's gonna go on for about 8-9 months now. Okay, they contract is gonna be a while because it's still going through the channels of court. You know, we're going back and forth with the lawyer and all that kind of stuff. And he trying to lie for him, stick up for him, and all kinds of stuff. You can't lie because you didn't have a license. That contract is void in the state of Texas because you are not registered with the Office of Consumer Credit to actually offer finance. So your finance contractor agreement is therefore suspended and no good. Okay, so what I did was I went on and put that through the court system. Got a TRO and injunction against that, and so that I don't have to make no payments. I don't have to make no payments. Am I stealing? No. They lied and they frauded. I'll start making payments after this case over. Touch me if you want to. Do some type of retaliation if you want to. Okay? So I have them in court right now. See, you see, a lot of people look at people like me and they want to go around talking that shit. They want to say that, what they call it, a serial sewer. They call you that kind of stuff. They like to say you go around suing people. No, I'm doing something that your ass too lazy to do. That's get in a book and read. You didn't watch Reading Rainbow. Take a look. It's in a book. It's the Reading Rainbow. If you ever want to see the downfall of a man, all you have to do is write it and put it in a book. He's not gonna pick it up. My grandmother used to say, if you want to hide some money, hide it in the Bible. Huh? You ain't gonna pick it up and read it. That's the best place to hide your money, especially from these people these days. They don't want to study, they don't want to read, so you can't get mad at me because I know where I am being offended. I know where I am being targeted on a certain matter. So you don't have the right to mess over me and think it's okay. I will sue your ass. So if you know anybody that got any problem with a car dealership, they can always give me a call. They can always send me an email. You can come in below and say, hey, what's your email? And I'll always talk to you. I don't work for free. I'll go ahead and put that out there straightforward. We're going to do something. We're going to attack the car dealership and we're going to put together a nice little package so that we can go ahead and get this lawsuit rolling or whatever the case. I'm going to tell you right now, lawyer gonna charge you $5,000-$6,000 to make it happen, but little me ain't gonna charge you that much, so I don't work for free, but I will listen to your story and see what's going on and see what's the best direction that we could take so you can go ahead and do it. You need to start suing people for fucking with you. I'm telling you, you need to start suing people for fucking with you, because when people fuck with you, they taking you as if you don't know what you're doing. They are taking you because you are vulnerable at that moment. You at a car dealership, you're trying to buy a car and you just need a car so bad, and you decide to go to this rinky-dinky ass car dealership that probably don't have all of the certifications and the licenses, and they selling these cars that's supposed to be as is and all that kind of stuff. And because you're desperate, you go ahead and put your money down, and you really need that car to last you at least 6 months, but you drive off the dealership, the damn car break down when you goddamn drive off. When you're driving out, the damn car gone. Okay, and then you can't do nothing about it because you signed the contract. I have seen where people have literally bought a car, paid almost their whole income tax check for a car, and drove out the car dealership and got on the freeway and the goddamn car broke down. They call the dealership, say, hey, your car just broke. He tell them, it's as is. I mean, you were aware of that, you're sir, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but I tell you what, I'm finna get your ass in this courtroom, and I promise you're gonna want to settle with me before you go through with this case, because you're not gonna want to pay that lawyer $50,000. You're gonna want to deal with me, sir. Okay, so you do better giving me $10,000 than giving your lawyer $50,000 plus some if we happen to go all the way through with litigation. So I'm down and I'm ready for the fight. All right, y'all share the video, show me some love. I want to grow my channel and get things going. I'm back on the internet. I used to be on here all the time, but now I'm on a different topic, different subject, and doing a different thing. And I appreciate everybody that decided to come and share my videos and have conversations and stuff like that. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to the family. That means a lot to everybody. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Hey, what's up?